Hello, parents and students. I would like to welcome you to Park Middle School Back to School Night. Welcome. You are now a Spartan. I congratulate you on that. For myself, my name is Mr. Kamrud. I teach mathematics and science in room 805. Um, as I said, I'm very happy to be back in the classroom. I think it's where we need to be. I think it's where students can do the best. And so far this year, in a short 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, we have done very well, and we've had a very good start so far this year. A couple of things. First of all, I'm going to go over some rules with you, some regulations, what I expect from the students. With that being said, I think that there are three things that I continue to tell my students that will help them be successful not only here in school, but later on as they move through 7th and 8th grade and on into high school. And I think those three things are, first of all, to be kind, not only to their classmates, but to their teachers, to their parents, to the people that they interact with on a daily basis. I talk to them about this on a regular basis, and it is an expectation in my classroom. The second thing for success is that I expect students to be respectful. That means that they're being respectful of their classroom, they're being respectful of their campus, they're being respectful of each other. This will solve a lot of problems, so I do appreciate that these conversations are going on at home as well as in the classroom. One of my biggest things in the classroom is I just want students to do their best. In math, especially, we have some students who are very adept at doing math, and 6th grade math is not going to be a huge challenge for them. Um, However, some students have a little bit of difficulty, and that happens for all of us. My request of the students at all times is that they put in their personal best effort every time they step through this classroom door. That is the expectation, and that's what I continue to work on them with. Um, I'm not always worried about whether a problem is true or correct. I am more interested if the student put in the best effort that they possibly could on that given day. And that's what I will continue to work with them on all year long. And they will continue to hear me talk about effort, effort, and more effort. So like I said, I'm going to go over some rules and some basic classroom expectations. First of all, it is very important that students show up to class on time. With that being said, if students get to campus late in the morning, they are to go to the office to get a pass. They do not come straight to class. They have to get a pass first so that they can be checked into the system and that we know that they are here and that they are in fact are late. As far as the classes in between passing periods, this is their first year of traveling from one class to another. It is very important that they are on time so that we can get class started on time. Believe it or not, 50 minutes to go over a math topic is a very, very short period of time. And many times, if we have to start late, we do not have time to finish that topic, which does not help the class one bit. Um, the learning environment is very important to me. I hold it very dear to what happens in my classroom. I am very, um, excuse me, I am adamant, I will change that. I am adamant that I do not want my learning environment disrupted. And so that means that students are not up out of their seat without permission. They're not talking at inappropriate times. They're not blurting out answers unless they are given the signal that it is time to blurt out answers, and that they are raising their hand and keeping themselves quiet during study periods and while lectures are taking place. It is very important. It is the only way that the classroom can work properly. And so far, we have done a good job on that. We will continue to work to improve back again to doing our personal best. Um, as far as grades go, grades for the students are really non-negotiable. The grade that a student gets is the one that goes in the book. With that being said, I do two different things. First of all, in math, homework assignments are worth 10% of their grade. Tests are worth 90% of their grade. That may sound a little difficult. However, students are always allowed to retake any test or quiz that I assign, and they can come and retake those tests or quizzes on Thursdays after school. Every Thursday, I am available to help them after school, and to allow them to retake tests. Those retakes will be graded. They're only allowed one retake per Thursday, so they can retake anything that we take in class on the Thursday after the test was given in class. For example, this Friday we have a test on Chapter 3, and students will be allowed to retake that the following Thursday if they did not like their grade. The idea is that they need to study, work on those problems that they had difficulty with, and retake it in order to bring the grade up. Homework assignments are due the day after they are given in math and usually in science. Mostly for homework, it will be math assignments. Usually it is going to be a short number of problems, 4 or 5, maybe up to 10 problems depending on the topic, but I would say probably no more than 10 problems. The homework is given as a way for them to practice and to learn responsibility of taking their book home and bringing it back to school, so that they can get the credit for the assignment. The homework assignments are not graded problem by problem. They're given credit for being responsible, taking it home and putting their best effort into completing it. So that is how homework works. If a student is absent on a day that homework is given, they will be given the opportunity to complete it and turn it in the following day. If they do not do that, they get a 0 on the assignment. If a student does not have the assignment on the day that it is due, they do not get credit for it. That is that. And again, we go back to the issue of respect. Pardon me. One of the things that I'm noticing towards the beginning of the year is that a lot of students are having difficulty remembering to bring books back. Math books and science books. There are also some students are not coming to school prepared with paper and pencil. It is very important that they are ready. It takes up a lot of class time if they don't have a pencil, or they don't have their book, or they don't have their notebook for the day. We do a lot of notes in math, and the notebook is required to be in class every single day. They do have the responsibility of putting it into their backpack and returning the following day with it. If they do not do that, it slows us down and it creates a situation where they are unorganized. So please talk to your students about making sure that they have their supplies. Classroom materials, as far as the supplies go, they need their science book, they need their math book each day, they need their math notebook each day. In addition to that, the necessity that is actually needed is a pencil or pen. Okay, math, we always use only pencil. Science, I allow students to use pencil or pen, their preference. I'm not concerned about that for science, but math, I require students to use a pencil. If they don't have one, I loan one out. But I do not like doing that. I would prefer if they had their own, so that when they get to class, they can open up that backpack, they've got the notes up on the board, and they can get started writing their notes at the beginning of the class period. As far as I've went over the grades, the 90% for tests, 10% for quizzes. We can go over the grades, but if a student has 90 to 100%, it's an A, 80 to 89% is a B, 70 to 79% is a C, 60 to 69% is a D, and 59% or less would be an F. As I've talked to my math students, I'm not so much concerned about the grade. I am more concerned about the effort that they exhibit in the classroom and on their homework. more than I am about the grade that they actually earn on a test or a quiz. I tell them on a regular basis, if your best job, if you spent the whole week preparing for a test and you did your best job on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm happy with you. If you get a low grade on that test, I'm not so concerned about that because I know that that student put in their best effort, and that's what I'm looking for. That is what is going to make a student be successful in middle school and high school and beyond that in life. I've went over the absences and late work. So please remind your students that if they are absent, they need to approach me and ask what the homework was. If there was no homework, then they do not have any assignment to do that night. As far as consequences in the classroom for behaviors that are either disrespectful, disruptive, or dangerous, on the first consequence, I give students warnings most of the time, unless it is something serious. So the first thing is a verbal warning. I'm going to let them know, and I'm going to let the entire class know that the behavior is not acceptable and that that student has a warning. If I have to talk to the student again about that same thing during that same class period, we're going to probably step outside of the classroom and have a discussion. If I've talked to that student multiple times about the same behavior, we're not going to have that conversation anymore. We're going to go straight to detention time. I rarely have detention. In the years that I've been a sixth grade teacher, I've rarely had to keep students after detention because they understand that after I've said a warning that that's going to be it, and detention is going to be following very quickly. So hopefully this group will also get that same message, and they will understand that I am not going to put up with those types of behaviors that are disruptive to the class or dangerous, okay? And the students know what the rules of the classroom are. They know what the expectations are. But they will get their warning unless it is something serious or something I've talked to them about over and over, okay? If we continue to have those behaviors, obviously I'm going to contact a parent and have a discussion about that and see what we can do to work on that behavior. When I'm calling a parent, I'm not calling to put down a child. I'm calling to hopefully problem solve and find out what we can do to help the boy or girl do a better job in class. And that's what I'm really looking for, is to give them an opportunity to show their effort and an opportunity for them to do their best in class. And so if I call home, I'm looking for a problem solving situation. I'm not calling to tell the parents what a bad job their kid did that day. After that, we do have an on-campus intervention program. That is in extreme circumstances. That is something I have never had to send a student to, but there is a possibility of that. So on-campus intervention is just another smaller classroom where students go, they do their work instead of being in my class or another class, they go to this other classroom to take care of their work in there. But they do not get the instruction that they normally would in my classroom. And after that, then the next step is a referral to the office where they will have a chance to talk to the principal or vice principal about what is going on in the classroom. I sent a syllabus home earlier this year. I think it was 2 weeks ago, the first week of school, I sent home a syllabus. On that syllabus, you have most of the information I've talked about today. I think I talked a little bit shorter than what was on the syllabus. So if you can read that over and discuss that with your child, if you haven't already done so, that would be great. And I am always available on email. You can find my email address on the Park Middle School website. And if you have any, can be contacted by phone before or after school. You can call the school to get connected to room 805. Again, Dan Kamrud, room 805, Park Middle School. I'm proud to be a Spartan. And I hope that your son or daughter are also proud to be a Spartan. Again, if you have any questions or concerns about anything that's going on in the classroom or any curriculum issues, please do feel free to send me an email or give me a call. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the live component of the back to school night. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.